how's it going? Thanks for being here. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my most memorable compliments as well as comments that I've gotten on fragrances that I've worn. I've gotten compliments throughout my entire life when it comes to my fragrance, right? But these are the ones that have left the most lasting impression on me. And probably the most entertaining to recall. So if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Whitney, and here on my channel we mostly explore fragrances, but I sometimes like to throw in other content here and there just for fun. And if you're a returning subscriber, hi. So if you're interested to see what fragrances have gotten me the most interesting compliments and comments, let's get into it. We have our co-star Muffin. Everyone give her a round of applause, please. Don't be rude. So we're gonna start off with a couple fragrances that have gotten me comments that have left an impression on me. So the first fragrance I want to talk about is Ariana Grande's Cloud. And so I remember when I first bought this fragrance, well, I first smelled it in store and I was like very much intrigued. So I was like, get it, must get it. So I got it eventually, right? And when I actually got my hands on it finally, I was so excited to wear it. And I remember I have a distinct memory of first wearing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through this video without like cracking up every 5 seconds, but anyway, I'm going to try. So I wore this to the food store, and I remember spraying this on probably more heavy-handedly than normal, but I still wasn't feeling like I could smell the scent on me. Now, keep in mind, I hadn't left home yet, right? So while I was still at home and I had sprayed again heavily before I left, I'm like, I don't smell anything. What the hell? And I knew that I think because at the time, this particular scent was, being compared to Baccarat Rouge 540 in terms of its scent. But I was like, is it like Baccarat Rouge 540 in the sense of it being like one that the wearer gets easily agnostic to? Because I honestly could not smell it, and I was like, what the heck, whatever. Because I want my scent to be detectable, right? So anyway, I go to the food store, shop, and I would get whiffs of my scent. I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess it's a change of environment now that I could really pick up the scent easily. Because you spray it in a room, the scent is not only going to be on you, but in the room. But now that I've moved environments and it's only on me, now I can smell it. I'm sure it's science or something, right? But anyway, so in the food store, shop, and I could smell it, and it smelled really good on me, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm going to get a compliment. And I feel like I don't really expect compliments, but I want them. And I found myself like, I found myself hovering near shoppers and like, what's the right word? Let's put it this way. Baiting for compliments without trying. Basically just like hovering, taking a little longer to read ingredient lists and taking a bit longer than usual to compare prices. And like going near groups of people close, still being, respectful of people's personal space, of course, but like just like give them enough of me so that they can catch a whiff of me, right? And so funny. Anyway, so I'm doing that pretty much my entire time shopping because A, I knew I smelled good, and B, I was like, I'm determined to get a compliment. But now I know that's not the way you get compliments. You don't get them by trying, right? So anyway, I'm on the checkout line at this point now, and I'm like, oh well, whatever. I guess no one can smell it on me. Maybe that's just whatever. And then after I kind of was like, not really gave up, but just was like, whatever, a lady on the line was like, excuse me. And I was like, yes. And she was like, what scent are you wearing? And I was like, yes. Because she was also not even that close to me. So I was like, yay, someone could pick it up. And I told her what I had on. And she said thanks. Now, she didn't say I smelled good now. But I mean, if someone asks you what you're wearing and they don't look disgusted, I'm under the impression that it's because I smell nice, right? And that she could also pick it up. So I was like, yeah, hey, win. So yeah, that's the first story. Oh my God, let's see how we're gonna get through this. So the next little, I guess, story I have is another comment I got, and the fragrances are ones that I don't have in my collection anymore, but it's between two scents, and I can't remember which one I had on that day, so I'm just gonna tell you which fragrances, which two fragrances from my collection at the time I think they were. So this story is either about Guess by Guess, the silver bottle, or Chanel's Allure. And those were two of the scents in my collection while I was in college, right? And at the time, I wasn't thinking of, I wear these fragrances out, I wear these fragrances professional settings, I wear this scent to the gym. I wasn't thinking like that. I pretty much just wore whatever I wanted, which is actually not the worst outlook to have, which is to wear whatever you want whenever you want, right? But at the time, I wasn't really putting into consideration being in close quarters and like a closed environment, or like other people's sensitivities. Anyway, I preface my story with that to get into the story. So basically, there was a particular day in school where I was going to class, and I remember it being like a rainy day, a muggy day, again, which can affect how a fragrance works, right? And at the time, I don't remember being an oversprayer. I remember just doing a spray and that. I don't even remember if I did like clothing sprays. I may have done like at the time like spray and walk into the scent. I don't remember, but I know for sure I was not an oversprayer, right? And because at the time I was also very sensitive to fragrance. So anyway, child, I was like, okay, I wanted to have a scent on. I knew I looked cute that day. I do remember that I looked particularly cute that day. And I, had my fragrance on, went to class, yeah. And then, like I mentioned, it was a rainy day. So it was kind of like all the windows in the building were closed. So it was pretty much we all up in each other's space right now, me and my peers and the professor, right? So I felt pretty good about myself, at least at that point I did. And then someone's like randomly exclaims like, "Oh my God, do you smell that? It's so strong." And I'm like, and I'm like, it didn't smell like fart. It didn't smell like anything like disturbing. And it was implied that it was the fragrance, right? And I could only smell my fragrance at that point. And I probably was the only one wearing a fragrance to class, to be honest. At least it came off that way. And I was so embarrassed. I started sweating and I started feeling like, get me the out of here. I am embarrassed. And it's like, even though I didn't even have like proof of the comment being directed at me, I took it personal. And I was like, yeah, I was very much, I felt embarrassed, and I felt like, I guess I allowed that comment to really like bring me down. I didn't feel as good as I did at the start of the morning. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, I don't have either of those fragrances, like I mentioned. When I was decluttering early on into my fragrance journey, when I was like the 6 perfumes that I had that I got rid of, I realized that Allure just wasn't for me anyway. It is quite sharp and it is nice, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses because of the traumatizing event that happened, which I think was related to that scent. It probably was Chanel's Allure, And I probably wore Chanel because I was in the fashion program. Now I think about it, ooh, that's probably why. I just have like traumatic memories associated with that scent. Anyway, I think the Guess one was probably fine because I remember I probably had that. I may have actually gone through that fragrance. Anyway, that was story number 2. I'm going to try to speed this up a bit. We'll see. So So now we get into the actual nice stuff and the compliments. So the fragrance I'm going to talk about is Miss Dior Cherie from Dior. And this is a fragrance that was, I guess you can say, re-released, because I had the 2008 version of the fragrance, which was originally released in 2005. And that fragrance had been discontinued, I'm pretty sure, at the point of this story. So when I was working a corporate job a few years ago, they had hosted a staff Christmas party, and I had the intention of wearing Miss Dior Cherie because that pretty much at that stage in my collection was the only scent that I felt was appropriate for the event, just because of the nature of how the scent smells. And I do have an impression of the scent, Fragranza's Signorina Miele, which I talk about often on this channel. Love it dearly because, you know, like I said, this fragrance, the Miss Dior Cherie, has been discontinued. So I had this to satisfy me. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, so I figured at the time Miss Dior Cherie was a perfect choice because it was like classy but also fun at the same time. And also my fragrance collection was muy limited. So anyway, when I got to the venue and my colleague slash friend arrived and we greeted each other, she had complimented me on my scent, and she was really like, you know, letting me know how good I smelled. And I appreciated that because I don't think at that stage I was getting into fragrances a lot more. I was still at the beginning stage for sure, right? But it felt extra special because I guess I had put some thought into it, like my whole ensemble, including the fragrance. So I was just like tickled. But tell me why. Literally, that was the last time I was able to wear that scent. I must have had that scent in my collection at that point. Potentially 8 years. I don't remember what size bottle. It must have been the 1.7 fluid ounce bottle. But anyway, I had that bottle for 8 years, and that probably can give you an idea of how slowly I worked through fragrances. And December of that year, it smelled fine. Perfect. I mean, good enough for me to get a compliment, right? But literally the next time, couldn't have been more than a month later, I sprayed it and it had turned, and I was so sad. Now there was probably only about a good 3 wears left in the scent, if that. So I wasn't too sad about getting rid of the bottle, even though now I'm like, should I have kept it for collector's purposes? Nah, I don't know. I'm not really that into that. But yeah, it was kind of sad that was my last wear, but at least I got a compliment out of it, right? So the next compliment story I have to share with you guys is one that features the scents Angel Au Sucré from Mugler and Guerlain's Insolence EDT. And this is the old bottle, just in case you're like, what? So yes, this was like, I'm pretty sure this was wintertime-ish. Now, wintertime Bahamian style, so not that cold, but cold enough, right? So I was really getting into like exploring and experimenting with layering, right? So I decided to try to pair these two together because of the berry notes that are featured in both of these scents, and they're both quite purple to me. Literally, that's part of why they were layered by me. Anywho, and I actually think they smell pretty dang good together. And, ooh. So anyway, I had layered both of these together, and these aren't the lightest scents either, but like I said, I was in the winter season, so I was like, okay, cool, this could work. So I wore this I had it on. This was the scent that I intended to wear for the whole day. And my first, I guess you could say, appointment for the day was to get my eyebrows done. And my esthetician complimented me on my fragrance, and he let me know how like nice my fragrance was, and he wanted to know what it was that I had on, and I told him. And I was like, I think this may have been one of the first times that my efforts at being creative with my fragrances were being recognized. And, you know, I think he's a pretty cool guy, so getting a compliment from him was like extra points. But yeah, so that was a nice one. And it was like, it's, you know, it always feels kind of good when you get like external validation for things that you already know, like, you know, are cool and good and nice. When you you already feel that way. But it's always nice when other people recognize it, right? So anyway. So the next compliment story I have for you guys is one that features Narciso Poudre from Narciso Rodriguez and Twisted Peppermint from Bath and Body Works. Am I in? There you go. Focused. And so I had layered these two together. This was another Bahamian winter day. It was pretty chilly, and I think it was like a bit rainy too, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted a scent that felt Christmassy, but also like cozy, and I decided to layer these two together, and it was actually quite beautiful. I feel like, even though I'm pretty sure vanilla is not a note listed in Narciso Poudre, there is a sort of vanillic, slightly creamy quality about it, which helped inspire me to layer these two together. So anyway, smelled beautiful. Again, another going to get my eyebrows done story. And I wasn't necessarily late, right? But it was starting to spry, and I was like, okay, I need to run from downstairs to upstairs. I need to run for it. So as I'm like jogging, this guy makes a comment to me. I thought he was asking me to clarify my family name for him, and I thought he was right, so I said yes. But then he goes on to say, oh yeah, because vanilla is one of my favorite scents. You smell really nice. And I'm like, oh, he said vanilla. Right. So he was complimenting my scent, and I just didn't hear him. I just didn't hear him. But yeah, so he had picked up on the vanilla, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. So yeah, the scent projects, and I'm sure there was a scent trail. He wasn't that, it was farish behind me where, I didn't feel threatened, but like close enough where he could like pick up my sillage or whatever. But yeah, so that was a nice little compliment again before getting my eyebrows done. My eyebrows are important to me. So the next compliment story I have features Amalfi Sunray from Sada Emotions, and I layered that with warm vanilla sugar. Warm vanilla sugar from Bath and Body Works. The inspiration behind me layering these two together is that in my car, I had the warm vanilla sugar hand sanitizer, the pump hand sanitizer from Bath and Body Works. And one particular day I had on Amalfi Sunray, and I had used my hand sanitizer when I had gotten in my car. And I really enjoyed how the two smelled together. I'm here for a creamy citrus scent, right? So I was here for it, right? So basically I was like, okay, since that smells so good, let me try it with the actual real thing. And I ended up wearing it again to go run errands, and this time it wasn't getting my eyebrows done, but I was getting a vase. I had bought some calla lilies, and I wanted like a narrow glass vase for like this minimalist like kind of vibe. And I was in the home decor section of a local department store, and I knew I smelled very good. And you know what I realized too? I think this combination was again one that I did in the winter time, I think. But I feel like it seems like I've been getting, at least up until this point, unless it just means I was doing more things in the winter. No, I still run errands. I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like maybe in the winter, am I getting more compliments when the weather's cooler? I don't know. Anyway, sidetracked. What was I saying? Anyway, I was in the vase section of the store, right? And this was a day that, again, I just knew I smelled really good, and I knew I had a winner on my hands with this layering combination. And shop, and this lady and her young kids were like in the same aisle as me, and they were checking out other things, and they were moving towards the section that I was in. And then she was having a conversation with her children, but so I was like minding my own business, whatever. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, baby, you smell so good." And I was like, for a split second, I was like, I don't think she's talking about me. And then I realized, who else is she talking to? So I was like, thanks. I love a compliment. So, yeah, I was flattered. Yeah, I thought it was nice of her to compliment me. I feel like Bahamians give compliments. I don't think it's like out of the ordinary for people to give compliments, but I feel like getting compliments on fragrances is something that I think I've been um, getting more of since getting more into fragrances. Like, I mean, I used to get compliments on fragrances before I started to care as much as I do now, but I feel like I get more compliments now, probably mostly because I actually spray more and my scent can be picked up by other people. But anyway, that was this story. So the next compliment story I have features, well, it's kind of like, it started in the shower, but so the shower body wash I had used was from Dove. I'm pretty sure it was their pomegranate hibiscus shower gel. Love how that smells. I think it was last year. Yeah, this probably was last year when I had that shower gel. If I see it again, I may actually pick it up. I don't know if it's currently available, but anyway, so I started off with that. So you see it, the pomegranate, right? So I then went in with my Wanted Girl fragrance oil impression, and this Wanted Girl is by Asaro, and this is an impression by Fragrant Body Oils. And this is a scent, Wanted Girl is a scent that features pomegranate as well as a dulce de leche note. And it's also, let me remind myself, it's like sweet but also fresh smelling at the same time. So again, with the pomegranate, I couldn't just end it at a perfume oil. I decided to, and by the way, this body oil is actually quite potent, so I didn't go in with a perfume. I thought this would suffice, and it did. The fragrance mist that I went in with is Forever Red from Bath & Body Works, and the notes in here are fiery pomegranate, red peony, rich vanilla rum, and oak wood. So this combination was what I had on to go to a paint and sip that my cousin was hosting. And this was it was a spring evening, but it was kind of like chilly. So I wanted something that was fresh and clean smelling, yet sweet and still like, but I also wanted it to be strong as well. And this did that. So when I got to my cousin's house, she was just like, it seemed like she was mind blown with how good I smelled. And she was like giving me compliment after compliment of how nice I smelled. And I'll always remember that because I had put thought into this. So again, it's always nice when you get acknowledged for your efforts, right? So yeah, this was a lovely combination that did get me a lovely set of compliments. So the next compliment story I have is one that features the most scents that I've combined together, potentially ever. Potentially. Now, I don't remember what I had on, like what shower gel I used, but that's okay. I probably, actually, now I think about it. No, I don't remember. Oh, no, I don't remember. Anyway, so this particular day, now again, when I choose my fragrances for the day, I usually choose them based on the activity, or at least the main activity of the day. And the main activity of this particular day was getting gourmet donuts from Bakehouse. And it was going to be my first time going there. I was super excited. No, was it my first time? I don't think this was my first time. Was it? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I think it was. I think it was my first time going. And so this was a big thing for me. And the reason was because all the other times I had tried to go at that point when they were at their previous location, I could never get a parking spot. So I was determined to get my hip in there to get me a damn donut, right? So this combination had getting donuts in mind. So I don't remember what the shower gel I had on, but I do remember the body cream I did wear that day. And it was Bonfire Bash from Bath & Body Works, and the notes are vanilla bourbon, creamy sandalwood, and cashmere musk. So basically, if you couldn't already just guess what I wanted to smell like that day, I just wanted to smell edible. But I not only wanted to smell edible, I wanted to smell a little spicy sweet as well. I just wanted there to be some depth, because the donuts that they have there have some depth. So I had that on, and the perfume I centered, well, did I have, ciao, I had Classique Essence de Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier as the main fragrance that I had on. So this is one that's like a creamy citrus. It has a, is it whipped cream? I can't remember if it's whipped cream or marshmallow, or if it's either of those. Creamy citrus. And I'm pretty sure there's a ginger note in here too. So because of that, I decided to layer it with 2 other ginger fragrances in my collection. And those are Joy Sugared Snickerdoodle from Bath & Body Works. And this features notes of Snickerdoodle Spice, which is like, pretty sure, is that like a ginger cookie? Ooh, I think so. Creamy Sandalwood, Creamy Vanilla, and Sugared Musk. I don't know why I said sandalwood. That's okay. And I layered it with Bath & Body Works Aromatherapy Energy Scent in orange and ginger. Can y'all see it? There you go. So yeah, I had all those on, and I didn't spray lightly. So anyway, I had all those scents on. I smelled amazing, and I was feeling particularly good that day. And I think it was because I had already decided, like, I'm getting my donut today, and I know it. And so when I got to Bakehouse, I got my spot. Actually, I think there was like options as well of where to park. I had arrived at the perfect time, right? So I felt good. I felt like a boss. I felt like a queen. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So I opened the door, and this guy, who I don't even think worked there, was just like, welcome, queen. Like, calling me a queen and just saying everything here is for you. And I was like, in my head, I was like, you are correct. So I ended up looking at donuts. They looked good, picked out what I wanted. And the cashier was just like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. I love what you have on. You smell good. And I was like, yes. Like, the fact that she's like around sweet food all day and my scent cuts through all of that, and I get a compliment, I'm honored. So yeah, I was happy. I don't think I was well, again, I guess I kind of expect compliments, but I guess I was more focused on the fact that I felt so good and so happy that I was actually inside that I was just overjoyed. So I think the compliment was just like the icing on the cake at that point. But yeah, I thought that was nice. So the last 2 compliment stories I have to share with you kind of feature the same scent profile, which is like a strawberries and cream scent. And also, neither of these are actual perfumes, but I still got compliments having them on. So first up, the product that got me a compliment was VO5's Strawberries and Cream Conditioner. So this was my conditioner of choice when when my hair when I had first cut off all my relaxed hair and had gone natural. I would wear mini twists. That was pretty much my go-to style when my hair was pretty short. And what I would do was, while my hair was in the twist, I would apply the VO5 conditioner and like smooth it onto my twists, and it would really help the ends of my twists like coil up. It was really cute. Like, I didn't even have to use gel. I really loved that my hair would do that. So a lot of times my hair smelled like this, and the current formulation is nice, right? And it does bring up so many memories. These are like, how long ago would this have been? 15 years ago now, I think. Probably like 15 years ago. So anyway, the formulation smells slightly different, maybe not as potent as it was 15 years ago, which is kind of like a given, I guess, right? But anyway, at the time, I was definitely like, I again wasn't really too concerned about fragrance. Like, yeah, I would wear fragrances, like I would wear perfume out, but I don't know, I don't think that was like at the super duper forefront. Even though, yes, I wanted to smell nice. Do you kind of get what I mean? So anyway, I used to put this in my hair when I would go out, or even just anytime I wanted my coils to be refreshed at the end of my twists. And I remember there was a particular night that I had gone out to a club, and again, no different. I had this in my hair, coils popping, and So I'm there dancing, and this guy like approaches me, and he was like behind me, and then he like had approached me, and he was like,
I'm not trying to be creepy or anything, I'm really not, but I have to let you know, your hair smells so good.
and I was like, oh, thanks. And it was also a bonus because he didn't ask to dance with me, because at that time I wasn't dancing with everyone, and I still don't dance with everyone. But anyway, so I was like, I was like, oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, so the scent was strong, let's put it that way, and I guess maybe he was a little closer than I realized for him to pick up on my scent of my hair. My hair always smelled good. And yeah, so that was cute. And the second product that got me what I think is a hilarious compliment is the Strawberry Pound Cake body cream from Bath and Body Works. Now, the actual version of this product that got me a compliment is the release, I think one release before this one. I don't think the scent changed, but I guess just in case you want to know which one I actually had on. So at the job I was in at the time, I would wash my hands often because I would like pee a lot because it was cold, because the AC was on, and I would also drink a shit ton of water. So I would always be washing my hands, and after washing my hands, I would always like put these body creams on as hand lotion. And again, I was really not thinking too deep about anything really. So like any other day after work, I would use the bathroom and wash my hands and apply this fragrance and head out the door. So my car was parked a little bit a ways, so there was a bit of a trek to get back to my car. But so in saying that, I would often have to walk past people, and even though I was a lot more socially anxious about having to like engage with people as I walk to my car, I was at least at a point in my life where I was at least a bit more confident and already accepted the fact that I'm gonna have to interact with people. So in a nice, yeah, in some ways it was like I kind of had to just get over it and accept it basically. So anyway, I just think light of it, not take it too seriously and not be afraid. So anyway, like I mentioned, I'm walking to my car and, you know, walk past people, yada, yada, yada. And so I see up ahead, there are these two guys. Do you want me to shut up? So I walk past these, I'm soon done, so don't worry. So I walk past these two, I see these two guys up ahead, and I know I'm gonna have to walk past them or whatever. So anyway, as I get, you know, to them, I'm like, good afternoon. They say good afternoon. And I walk past, and like literally probably about just 10, 20 steps past them, one of the guys is like, excuse me. And I turned, I was like, yes. And he's like, I'm gonna need you to fucking walk past one more time because you smell so good. I'm gonna need you to walk past one more time. And I had to laugh because, again, I like the compliments. And especially if it's a compliment about my scent. You all right with me? So I thought that was really funny. And it was also even funnier because I didn't wear perfumes to work because of the nature of the environment. Is just an enclosed space. But the fact that body cream got me a compliment on my hands, got me a compliment, it tickled me. It made me smile and laugh. So yeah, so there's that story. So yes, those are my most memorable compliments that I've gotten on fragrances. And yeah, kind of nice to go down memory lane, get a couple laughs in. Let me know down below in the comment section what your most memorable compliment on a fragrance you had on was, because I'm curious. So if you liked today's video, please give this video a like, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I do encourage you to subscribe. And if you want to support my channel even more, feel free to buy me a bubble tea. All that information is down below in the description box. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you later. Bye! So if you're interested to see what fragrances have gotten me the most, so if you're interested, this is what I do when I film. Self-soothing, so I don't get too anxious. So so the next compliment story I have is, I was like, huh? Oh no, you didn't. Oh no, the f you didn't. So the next compliment I have to share with you. So the next. Did you see Mama drop the thing? And the inspiration behind layering these two together. So I guess this is almost like, I guess this is also kind of a fragrance layering video as well, unintentionally. I'll be sure to include that in the title of this video because I'm realizing that now, like, these aren't just compliments. These are layering these are layering options that have gotten me compliments. So anyway, y'all, I'm just thinking of SEO right now. Back to the combination / compliment story. So,
Classic Essence de Parfum, Bonfire Beige, Joy Snickerdoodle, Energy.
Mama, muffin and mama. Oh, I can put that there. Yeah, that works. Perfect. So the job. See, I'm done now. I'm gonna stop talking. Are you happy? Are you happy that Mama's gonna be quiet now? I also filmed this video like months ago and I hated it. So I'm glad I filmed it again because now I feel like I love it. Bye.